All right. Well, anyway, it is what it is. The ground invasion force is there, ready to go. I was thinking about it. If they attack us first, Russia and China will probably stay out of it. As long as we don't resort to using nukes on them. But if we launch a ground invasion and attack first, well, then I don't know. See, Vladimir Putin and Rouhani are pretty damn good friends. And they may team up against us. So China, maybe. China's allies with them too. So you got China and you got Russia. Remember that last war I was telling you about? Remember World War III? With Russia and China? If you ever had a war with Russia, remember you're going to lose your ass within like fucking 22 minutes? You lose the war in under 2 hours? And the only thing is left is just a few ships at sea and subs. I tried to explain this to an old U.S. Marine that was just at the Casey's General Store. I was picking up a pack of smoke, so was I. I told him there's 10,000 of them. He goes, oh shit. And I'm like, yeah. I bet you there's a lot of roadside bombs being planted right now. And he's like, oh, I bet there is. He goes, it's going to be a massacre. And I said, well, I didn't use the word massacre, but yeah, it's going to be a bloodbath. He calls it a massacre. I didn't even know this guy. He just had one of those Marine jackets on, I was saying that I'm a Marine. Yeah, well, those poor U.S. Marines are about to go head to head with the fucking Revolutionary Guard and roadside bombs. And, the thing about the Revolutionary Guard is they have anti-tank missiles. They have anti-fucking, you know what I mean? That's not just your regular state-of-the-art, regular RPG. No, they got better shit than what they had in Iraq. So, but thank God we have invested a lot of money into like better vehicles. Remember when Donald Rumsfeld said, you don't go to war with what you want, you go to war with what you got? Remember that? And then you had all those soldiers over there in Iraq taking welders and welding sheets of metal onto their fucking Hummers just to add any kind of extra armor whatsoever to try to protect them from any kind of IEDs. Remember that? You probably don't. A lot of these people on here probably don't remember that. Well, that's what he said. You go to war with what you got, not what you want. Thank God we've changed that policy now. At least our soldiers have what they need. But it doesn't matter. When you have big IEDs, big shells, I'm talking big casings, you know what I'm saying? The big boys, the big shells, the big 120s. Or bigger. So you got those in the trunks of cars or buried on the side of the roads. Everywhere. Everywhere. There's going to be explosions everywhere, dude. They're going to completely lay waste to the U.S. Marines in the beginning. And then it'll be a bloodbath. And in the end, nobody's going to win. Salami's going to die. Rouhani's going to die. Probably 30 to 40% of the civilians in the major centers of population are going to die. And there'll be a U.S. draft. And your kids will die. That's what happens. We don't have the force. We don't have as many troops as we need. We don't have millions. This is not China where we can just say, okay, here's 5 million troops over there or whatever, we're fine. We're still good. We still have millions and millions and millions. They don't care. You better pray China doesn't bring soldiers down there. China's already they're in Syria right now because they're very good friends with Russia. Bet you didn't know that China's in Syria too. They do bombing missions along with Vladimir Putin. They hate terrorists. The terrorists that Biden and Hillary and Obama created. So, all I got to say is, you better pray that Vladimir Boot Scoot and Putin stays out of this, or you're going to be fucked. He will strike us so fast. He will strike. I told the guy, that Marine, he's going to strike you so fast with that fucking Avangard. This guy didn't even know what the hell that is. The guy's like, what? Yeah, it's called a fucking glide vehicle, dude. It's a scramjet engine, dude. That means it's fast. This thing's moving. It's fucking, it evades all your missile defense systems. So how are you going to stop that? Let's say we kickstart a war today or tomorrow, and we put the boots on the sand. What's to stop Putin from sending an avant-garde up our ass? What's to stop him from sending a fucking Sarmat right at the Capitol and taking out about 7 states? 8 states, about that. It's about how many it'd take out over there. The whole fucking East Coast would be gone. It's a lot of people, isn't it? Think about it. But you didn't think about that when you gave me a thumbs down in my previous video, did you? You got to think about these things. We attack first, Russia attacks us. China could attack us. And they will. I guarantee you Russia will probably attack us. Because they're allies, and Russia's probably like, dude, hey. No. That's my ally, and they didn't start the war, we started it. It's just we have a president right now that just screams war, screams war, screams war. You got John Bolton in there trying to push for this war. Careful what you wish for, because you might get it. You know, you ever heard that saying? Careful what you wish for. Because I think John Bolton's going to get what he wanted. But does John Bolton ever consider the fact that Vladimir Putin only talks to our president, but they're not the greatest of friends, and he doesn't like him? He does not like America because of all the sanctions we put upon them? That ever ring a bell in your fucking head? Russia's not your friend. They only just put up with you. They fucking hate America. Way worse than in the Cold War. And in the Cold War, people are in their backyards digging their own homemade shaped bunkers. Because they were so scared of a nuclear war. Well, in those days, it took a lot longer for the missiles to get here, so you had a lot better chance of shooting down the slower moving missiles. Now, no. The Sarmat coming in at Mach 24, how are you going to shoot that down? It's got 3 dummies, okay? So you got 15 warheads and then 3 dummies. So you got 18 altogether. Which one's which? Which one are you going to shoot at? Every single nuke is going to be targeted at a different location or throughout the country. That's how deadly this thing is. You want to open up that can of worms? Is it worth it? Is Iran worth all of America incinerated within probably 2 to 12 minutes? Tops. They could do it in about 12 minutes. If they really want to do, maybe less. Maybe even less than 12 minutes. People don't realize that their entire world could be ended within just as long as it takes to watch one of my videos. The whole world's dead. That's the kind of shit that we have now. That's the kind of shit that they got. That's the kind of shit that Israel fears that Iran is going to get. That's why I said, let Israel take the F-35s and bomb the living shit out of this facility. Tell them to do it. Actually, order them to bomb it. And then we'll send our bombers in there too, and we'll be a joint bombing raid. And then go after Salami. And then leave a few fucking ships there to guard the strait. Because I guarantee you, if we launch a ground invasion, if we step on that sand first, on that beach, the second that those Marines step on that beach is the second that war is completely and utterly officially declared. And there will be bombs going off immediately on those beaches. Those Marines will be torn to pieces. Just like in World War II when they tried to attack Saipan and they attacked Iwo Jima. And the bombs just keep going on and on and on. And they're dogs and they're hounds from hell and they're trained for this. They'll get through. They'll break on through. They will. We have the machinery to do it, to get through the beachhead. But I'll tell you, it's going to be a fucking bloodbath. And then it gets even worse. And then once you get into any kind of populated cities, now you're going to be dealing with roadside bombs everywhere. As far as the eye can see, countless armies and armies and armies and waves of bombs. Think of thousands and thousands of IEDs, all waiting for U.S. troops. They're planting them right now. Right now, they're planting those bombs. That's what they're doing. And then you gave me a thumbs down? You want this war? You want this bloodbath? You want a draft? You want your kids dead? You must not like your kids, huh? Well, I like mine enough not to have them killed. Well, I try to save their life, you know. That's usually what parents do. They try to keep their kids alive. You don't send them into a fucking endless war that's never going to be fucking won and just be blown up by a roadside bomb anyway. Because they don't have the tools. They didn't have the tools in Iraq to fight us. They didn't have the tanks. They didn't have that. They had roadside bombs. But guess what? Iran's different. Iran's got tanks. They got a lot more than Iraq had. And they got a lot more roadside bombs. And they got a lot more shells. You know, shells that you turn into a roadside bomb, that you make a roadside bomb, stick them in the trunk of a car, and wait for the Hummer to go by and dial your cell phone and blow that bitch. Just like that. They're gone. Now picture thousands and thousands and thousands of these incidents. Way worse than Iraq. Does America have the stomach for it? Are you ready for it? Are you ready for war with Iran and Russia? I got a bad feeling Russia's going to probably side with them. I said they may step out of this one, but if we invade first, you can guarantee that Vladimir Putin will intervene. That's his ally and that's his friend. We all saw what happened when America's ISIS came really close to Bashar Assad, didn't we? What happened? That was his ally. What happened? Putin got in there real quick, didn't he? He opened up an Air Force base within about one day, and he shipped in hundreds and hundreds of bombers. He had jet fighters all over the skies. The second that he got that first call from Bashar al-Assad, help me out, Putin. ISIS is on my door. They're gonna take me out. What was the first thing he did? He brought in his bombers and he just laid waste to those motherfuckers. And then he said, "You know what, buddy? I'm gonna stay here for a while. I'm gonna keep you safe." And Bashar said, "All right." So then there they go. And then they just kept bombing and bombing and bombing and bombing terrorists. To the point now where they're only down to Idlib and Aleppo. Yep. It's a crazy kind of world we live in, but I don't want to see a bunch of people blown up for Iran. I don't think Iran's worth it. You really want the Avangard missile traveling at you, Trump? You want the dreaded Poseidon to launch a 500-foot wave smashing against Washington, D.C. and Virginia, right in your naval port there in Virginia? Cobalt 60. I know all about it. It's a salted bomb. You won't be able to use that naval port for fucking 200 years. Is that the kind of world you want? It might be the kind of world we're going to get here soon. We're definitely living in the end of days, that's for sure. Wars and rumors of wars. The Bureau's coming into. It's a fucking crazy world we live in. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. You guys have a good day. And as always, love and peace from Fargo. Bad news. It's all bad.